right, hello everybody. Welcome back to day 3 of Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches. I believe this is series 13, and for today we are looking at a sketch by Susan Ell. This is a really cool multi-photo, or at least like you could do some sort of embellishment clusters, whatever you wanted to do in there. I am going to have quite a few photos, which I don't normally do, but I'm going to tackle that today. So she has a really cool sketch. It's pretty much like just one single sheet of paper back here, a couple of little strips, and then you just have your photos, maybe some stitching, maybe some journaling, and a nice big title. So this is going to be a really interesting piece layout that we're going to do this time. So what I am using for this layout, I'm trying to get this through quickly before my daughter comes home from school and the dogs start barking, and I hear buses outside, so I need to do it quick. I'm going to be using an old Not Just for Boys club kit, the remainders of what I have left from that kit. So as you can see, I have used this quite a bit. There's a lot of just like pieces of scraps and things. I had this sitting off to the side because it's really cut up. So I'm going to use this kit. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for my my background page yet, but this is what I have as far as full-size papers left. I think there's one more in there. There it is. This is the full-size papers that I have left. So I have a good amount, but I'm just not quite sure what I want to use yet for that background page. I also have some white cardstock pulled out just in case I want to put these things on the white cardstock. And I also have this chipboard stickers kit from Minte that came with this kit. I have a really nice cut file, cut apart here that I'm going to use for this section here where it shows a cut file in the center. I'm going to use this, and I have all of these goodies here from the kit. So I've got a lot of stuff that I can use and a lot of things that I can put together for this page. The photos I'm going to be using are all like, they're almost kind of monochromatic with the browns and blacks, and they're just pictures of my son and his girlfriend when they went to Red Rock Canyon, I believe it is, in Las Vegas, right outside of Las Vegas. And so I'm going to use these as all of my little photos in there. I'm really excited to do this page because I am not so big anymore on doing the multiple photo layouts. So I'm really excited to tackle this and to see what I can come up with this kit. So let me go and kind of just figure out what pages I want to use for my background and which pages I'm going to use for the little strips along the side. And then I'll come back and I'll show you guys what I want to use, and we'll get started. Talk to you in a minute. Okay, so while off camera, I went ahead and matted my photos in white and that little like blue and light blue polka dot paper, just so that it will stand out against the background. I decided to use the blue wood grain, which is a piece of Minte paper that was in the kit. And I don't know why I used the blue. I just decided I really liked the blue and I wanted something a little different besides white. So I went ahead and I used the blue wood grain. Right now I'm just cutting out the strips that made up the base of the paper. There were like two or three, I think 3 over on that right hand side, and that kind of anchors all of the photos. So I'm just going ahead and I'm cutting those strips. I used those 3 papers there that were in the kit. I went ahead and skipped ahead so that you didn't have to see me scuff them all up, but I did go ahead and scuff them and just kind of gave them that little bit of a rustic look that works really well with these type of photos. On the sketch, I believe she had like some smaller photos. There were no sizes listed, so I couldn't really cut my photos to the exact size, but this is how many photos she showed on the sketch, and I decided to keep that many photos, which I don't usually do. So instead of cutting them so that I'm missing out on all of the beautiful scenery that was behind them in the pictures, I just decided to overlap them a little bit, and I like how it looks. I think it adds some interest and some depth to the page, because once you see, I'm not going to really do a ton of embellishing with this. You just saw me just a minute ago playing around with that cut file that came with the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. And I'm going ahead and I'm using some, I think it said River Rock on the ink. It's an old Stampin' Up color that I had in my stash, and I just decided to go over the cut file a little bit because the stark white just wasn't working with the colors in the papers. So I decided to just kind of almost like it just dirties it up a little bit, but I like how that looks. It fits in better with the colors of the papers. On the sketch, she had kind of a big cut file that was going through the middle. I did not have that large of a cut file, and as it goes, I don't have as much room in between my photos as was shown in her sketch either. So I think this one works perfectly to kind of at least give that element, but not take away too much. These are the flowers I fussy cut from the one paper that had them. I really loved this paper, and I only had a little bit of it left, but I really loved these. Like, I don't even know what color they are. It's almost like a vanilla background with almost a goldy kind of taupe color for the lines and the flowers. And I really liked that paper. I thought it was really pretty. So I just cut out a few of those, and I'm using those as bases for my embellishment clusters. And basically it's most of the embellishment cluster because I just don't do so much embellishing with this page. I'm going ahead and I'm using a few things from the chipboard sheet I had there that came with the kit. And it has like gold and white. So it's got the metallic gold and then just kind of like a white tone underneath the leaves there. For the title, I used my new wood grain alpha from Simple Stories. It came with, when they brought out the essentials, the Simple Vintage Essentials, and I got it with that kit. I don't know if it's specifically for that, but that is where I got those wood grain alpha. And I like them because they're the same color as the flowers. So I thought they worked really well. So my title says Red Rock Canyon, and this is where my son and his girlfriend were. They took a trip to Las Vegas. You may have seen some of my other pages up on Instagram that I scrapped of their trip to Las Vegas. My other son lives in Las Vegas, and so they went out there to visit them and to visit Vegas. And they took a side trip to Red Rock Canyon, which is to the west of Vegas, I think. And so I just decided to use Red Rock Canyon as the title. It's hard to see the gold letters. Those gold letters are from Felicity Jane, so I had to glue them down. They weren't very sticky anymore. You can see it a lot better in person. It sticks out a lot more. Down at the bottom, with my Not Just for Boys Kit Club, I got a little pack of fabric leaves. They're like a dark blue and a light blue. And I also, I think as an add-on, I picked up those rainbow acrylics. So I'm sticking down one of those rainbow acrylics and then a couple of those fabric leaves. And over on the other cluster, I'm doing the same thing with the leaves. So I do that in all of the clusters. I kind of put them in there. And I do leave this on here for you just because I didn't do so much. And I figured maybe some of y'all want to see how to use these fabric leaves. They were a little bit of a pain. I had to kind of push down on them and hold them for a few seconds before they would stick. And there may be a better way to adhere them. I just use Scotch tacky glue because that's what I had on hand. So that's what I used to stick them down. And they seem fine. They seem to be holding now, but it just was a few seconds it would take for each one. And I mess around a little bit here and, here and there trying to figure out where I like them. And once I find the spots, then I'll stick them there and glue them down. Yes, I could have taken this out, but I didn't. So I guess you guys get to watch me glue them all down. But I really enjoyed these photos. They were really pretty. I don't know if my son just used his phone camera or what. I'm assuming that's what it was, but these turned out really pretty. All of these photos that they took there at Red Rock, and they've got some really nice ones. So I decided to put them all on one page, and I think that it turned out pretty cute. Okay, so I think maybe I am done with the leaves. Let's see here. Yep, and so I have a few phrase stickers that I took off from the Minte, I think it's chipboard. Yeah, it's chipboard. Minte chipboard stickers, and they actually had quite a bit of stick left to them. I thought I was going to have to glue them down, but I didn't have to. This Love This Life I played with for a second because I didn't quite look how it looked, so I played around a bit, and then I realized I really liked it tucked. I didn't want to cover up those leaves that were down there over top of the bottom photo, so I decided to tuck it inside there, and then I really liked how that went, and I found an extra leaf up there, so I'm going to stick him in here up by the top cluster. And so I have those fabric leaves in each of the clusters, and I think that turns out pretty nice. I'm going back to the chipboard stickers, and I'm going to take a few of these gold hearts. That one, the adhesive did not come off with it, so I just went ahead and put some glue on the back, and I'm going to stick a heart in each one of the clusters, and then I think I have an extra one that I stick down by the rainbow. Yeah, there was 4 total. So I stuck one in each, and then one, I'm going to put it right on that little rainbow down there. You'll see me do in just a second. And I think that turned out really cute with it on the rainbow. I can't think of a better place for it. It turned out really nice. I pulled out some of my Scrap and Happy Studio Flair. I have a pack for visiting Las Vegas, and I happened to have one that had colors that matched this kit. So I went ahead and I stuck one of the Flair up there on that top right cluster. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some splatters with some shimmers. It's called Glorious Day, and it's a really pretty gold metallic spray, but I'm just going to go ahead and just do splatters. I'm not going to spray on it. I'm not really great at doing the spray thing. Now, I did it for my first layout for this 30 days of sketches, but I don't normally do the actual spray. So excuse me for hitting the camera there. I decided I needed to get a paintbrush because it just wasn't making the splatters I wanted with the nozzle. So here we go. This is better. I just got a little small paintbrush, and I'm putting, I don't know, just regular size splatters. This one I'm not going to do the big drops of it onto the page like I did in the last one. So they're just going to be little sprinkles, and I think it adds a lot of something and kind of breaks up that background a little bit. And this, I believe, is the last thing that I am going to do to this layout. Once I finish this, I will give you, show you the slow down so that you can see all of the dimension and the texture that those fabric flowers bring in and everything. And I'm pretty happy with the way that this one turned out. Now that we're done, there we go. And now we're going to go ahead and do the slow down so that you guys can see all of the dimension. Look at those leaves. Aren't they pretty? I really like using like a different textile like that on a page every so often, where you can get like fabric or ribbon. A lot of times I do it with ribbon, or some people use thread, and I have before in the past, but I don't generally use thread. So I really like that. I hope you all enjoyed this. This was day number 3 of the 30 days of sketches. If you haven't watched my first 2 videos for days 1 and 2, go ahead and look on my channel and you will find them on there. I'm doing my best to do as many days as possible with these videos, but also don't forget to check out the playlist. And I'll see y'all hopefully tomorrow. Bye for now.